Welcome, Vault Dwellers. My name is Nacho Bidness. This is part 2 of my Greentop Nursery tour, or part 2 of the Botany Lab. Mentioned in the first video that there is a secret to this place, so keep your eye out and see if you can guess what it is. I'm going to quickly take a look around the outside of the walls here because I feel like I kind of struck what I think is about the right balance for the amount of light that's visible outside of a settlement. I think I mentioned in Jamaica Plain that I don't care for having, tons and tons of lights shining out from the walls, because you get a bunch of lights on a hilltop and that just feels like moths to a flame with attracting raiders and super mutants and stuff. This one was kind of fun because we've got it sitting inside of the bed of the truck there. Let's go just kind of get up on this hill and get an overview. You can see that the greenhouse has a very strong green ambient light to it. Let's go in this other little side gate here on the camera. The greenhouse itself went a little nuts with ambient green lights because I think it just kind of added to the feeling that this was not an experiment that went wrong, just an experiment that maybe went better than expected. We've got some kind of weird plants here that I was able to install because of another mod. We got our lead scientist's workstation over here. I mentioned in the first video that he is an older fella that is a little bit grumpy and has a tendency to disappear for long periods of time, and no one really knows where he goes. I wanted to show this little area right here because it kind of illustrates how we can mix and paint with light without these being an intense orange and yellow. This whole area would be lit green, but we can kind of push that ambient light back into the greenhouse and have more of a yellowy glow for our industrial area, which is something that I like around my machinery spaces. Quickly run up here, show off. This is another, all the bathrooms are lit, and you can see in here that we're actually, again, able to get an almost neutral light, at least in the middle of the space, just by having some different colors and mixing some different things to push back that strong green light. Run up here into the guard station. Actually, we'll just do this one. This one doesn't have electric lights. It only has this oil lantern, and I think that actually looks pretty cool with having the gun on the rack there lit from underneath. Inside the bookshop over here, and here again we kind of are almost able to spotlight that table with the chessboard and the checkers game that's going on over there. I will say that getting everything to kind of balance and mix, I was forced to go a little extreme in here. It's just, this room doesn't feel like good residential lighting. You imagine trying to read some books by this strong blue and red light, and I don't know about you, but my head hurts just kind of thinking about it. run over here real quick. I like to put orange lights in areas that are somewhat near campfires because I feel like the campfires in game don't really give off enough light. It helps keep that that campfire atmosphere inside the house itself. This is all completely bog standard. In fact, I think it's probably too bright in here. So that's the main part of the settlement and all the lighting that we did in there. But really, what I want to show in this video is the rest of this monolith. I mentioned that I have a lot of crash problems here, and I'm not able to complete decorating because every time I enter the build mode in this area, the game just crashes. So I got as far as starting to decorate this one bedroom, and after that, that's all she wrote. It's done. I've glitched the size bar too many times, and I cannot make it work anymore to do additional decoration. Before that happened, I was able to jam kind of one last little thing over here. This hallway was completely bare and boring, and I was able to get a barber chair in here, but decorating the bedrooms was the last thing that I tried to get done, and I pretty much just couldn't do it. I did like how this balcony turned out, but it actually hangs out over the edge of the build area, so there's a lot of times a guard that will stand here on this mat that will keep an eye out, but I couldn't quite put it out at the edge of the balcony because it's outside the build area. And the game's crashed. Back in a second. Started out back on the ground floor because I actually missed two things that I wanted to showcase here. First is this marquee that says that it is karaoke night tonight. It's only a 2-drink minimum. Second thing was I wanted to mention the spotlight. These spotlights of the improved settlement lighting mod, or the advanced set lighting mod. I don't know. You'll have to probably look it up in the mod list that is in the video description. Anyways, these spotlights are awesome. Look at the shadows that it casts on that Fenton's Food Stuff sign. I think it looks super cool. Alright, so back again to the third floor because there's no access and no place to go on the second. I'm going to try to get through the other two bedrooms that I have not showed. Not that they're very interesting, just I like to show the entire settlement, warts and all, and these are definitely warts since they're not decorated and can't decorate them now. We've got one last room on this level, which is a storeroom, and we've got, oh, I was going to say we've got another crash, but we don't. Hooray! Let's go up to the karaoke bar. Oh, we still can, because I think it actually crashes less often up here. Here we go. If you are familiar with 70s television, you might remember a show called Good Times and a character called JJ. So this is DJ JJ, and he's doing karaoke at the Dynamite Bar. They'll put your number up there above the stage so that you know when it's your turn to sing. They've even got it well lit so you can feel like a real star when you're up there singing to a bar where everybody really seems to like standing in the corner. There is a bar over here that is up. Wait, there we go. Okay, it's fully stocked thanks to Do-It-Yourself and Low Poly's mod. That's out of Low Poly's, and it even has a working sink thanks to the Vault-Tec workshop, so employees can even wash their hands before they come and touch your Wasteland food. On the stage itself, I mentioned I was right up against the build limit. I had just kind of had to do the best I could to cover that giant gap there with the wall, because at this point on like the third floor of the building, trying to start over or move everything back a couple inches, not going to happen. So there's a couple of speakers up here and a microphone and even a screen where you can read your karaoke lyrics. And although this was a big monolith build, I really do like how this little karaoke bar turned out. The reason why we ended up with this, oh crap, I just tried to enter the build mode by reflex. Wait, maybe it's gonna work. Let's see if I can get him off here real quick. The reason why we have this stage is I can't believe it didn't crash. Weird. Is that we've got this turret gallery down here, and there we go. Knew it was going to happen. You got this turret gallery here, and I put these turrets in. It's like, man, I don't want turrets right in the middle of my bar, and so I covered them up, and then it's, oh, it looks like a stage, and that's when I built the karaoke bar. So we're just not quite done yet, so I'm going to reboot the game again. Hang on a second. So I mentioned that there was one last place that I wanted to show you guys, and I mentioned that there was a secret to this settlement. And if you have guessed kind of where I'm headed, good for you, and if not, I hope you're surprised. So I mentioned the lead botanist was a older fella that had been somewhat grumpy and had a tendency to disappear for long periods of time, and this is where he was going. So he'd go behind this hidden bookcase and enter past this very familiar table here with some very familiar clothing on it, this door. You come down here, to our secret Institute Biomedical Research Lab. Now, no idea how this person managed to get down here, since settlers don't use elevators, but hey, that's what the fellow was doing, and it appears the game has crashed again, and this is actually the fourth or fifth time that I tried to record this, so at this point we're just going to have to go with a static image for the rest of this video. The fellow that was here, the lead botanist, was a professor at the Institute, and if you're familiar with academic institutions, once a professor gets tenure, it's awfully hard to get rid of them, and that guy had some very strange notions, at least for the Institute, about trying to help the Commonwealth, and some different ideas about what it meant for the Institute to be mankind redefined, and what it meant as far as trying to be the future of humanity. And so his fellow department heads didn't like him very much, and really one of the few ways that you can kind of get rid of a professor is to send him to a research annex. And so they built this place in secret and installed him here, and he has since been doing good work for the Commonwealth. with the destruction of the Institute, he realizes that if he is ever caught out, then he is in serious trouble, and so he has made a real effort to try and be nice to his settlers and to show that he, at least, is not someone that would necessarily deserve to be killed just for being a member of the Institute. So I hope that you liked the video, and if you did, be sure to hit the like button down below. And if you want to see more, take a look around the channel. I'd suggest maybe the Murkwater Construction Part 2. It has a somewhat similar secret passage idea in it, and if you like that, be sure to subscribe. If you didn't like, tell me why down in the comments so I can try and do better next time. My name is Nacho Bidness, and I'm saying it's a great big wasteland out there. Let's go have fun in it.